Hello there, my beautiful friend. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is going to be a beautiful wake up morning flow all about being unique. There is only one of you in this world, and in a world that is set on conformity, how do we stay unique? So that's going to be what this practice is going to be about. And we're going to start in cobbler. So go ahead and meet me on your mat in your most beautiful expression of cobbler. Bringing those feet to touch. If you want, you can have blocks here under the knees if that feels good. You could also have a block under the hips. Give you a little space starting out here. If you want, you can butterfly the legs, or you can just find some stillness here. And when we all get here, let's go ahead and walk the hands forward. Just really feeling into the hips for a second. Maybe closing the eyes down. Starting to think about your uniqueness. What makes you, you. Maybe it ponders the question of who am I? What do I bring to this world? Or maybe just finding some silence in your mind. Slowly, let's walk the hands over towards the right, trying to keep that left hip on the mat. Big breaths here. Ever so slowly, we'll walk the hands over towards the left, keeping that right hip on the mat. Nice big belly breaths here. And slowly we'll walk back to center. And then we'll walk up through our cobbler position here. We're going to come into a seated figure 4. So left foot plants on the mat. And now this right ankle, you can bring your left hand behind you. Maybe scoot the hips up. Right ankle under left knee. Flexing through this right foot. So we got an active dorsiflex here. Now if it feels good, you can walk your hands closer to the body. And then of course another option is to walk that leg closer in. It will deepen the stretch. You don't have to. Just finding whatever feels good for you. Looking for that sensation in that outer right hip here. And then we breathe space into the tight areas. Thinking happy thoughts here. This pose is unique to you. Every pose is unique to us because everybody's body is different and therefore it will be expressed differently. But as always, we are going for sensation, not look. So as long as we are all feeling it in the right outer hip, that's exactly what we should be doing. And you should be proud of yourself. One more round of breath here. And very gently, we're going to take this left leg and allow it to go out long. We're going to bring this right foot inside of this left leg. On an inhale, arms come up and overhead. And on an exhale, we hinge from the hips, coming forward. Trying to keep the gaze forward. So we're trying to have a nice straight spine here. If you need to bend this left leg just a little bit, be my guest. Otherwise, we're just coming back to the breath, back to those questions of how am I unique? What makes me unique? How am I showing up for the world? Who am I? One more round of breath. And we're going to walk the upper body up. This right hand's going to come behind our right hip. And then we're going to press up, coming onto that right knee into a little mini wild thing, half gate pose here. And we're breathing. Chest is lifted. Should feel really nice. And on an exhale, we come back down onto our booties. And we're going to come to the other side. So right foot plants, and now we're going to take this left one over the right, bringing this left hand behind us. Got to have that there for balance. Now, if you're here and this is good enough, making sure we have that active dorsiflex in that left foot, we can start by walking the upper body. And then if it feels good, you can walk that foot in. Noticing the difference here, there's going to always be differences between our sides. We're going to have uniquenesses between both sides. And just acknowledging what the differences are can go a long way. But once again, like I said, we're not going for what the pose looks like. We are all going for the sensation in which the pose offers us. And this is pulling on the outer left hip. And it's exactly what we want. So we're going to breathe here, really filling the belly up with air and sending that breath to those tight areas, creating space in the body. I'm going to take one more round of breath here. And slowly, this right foot goes or leg goes all the way down. Left foot tucks into right thigh. Sit up nice and tall here. And on an inhale, arms sweep up. And exhale, we hinge from the hips, coming forward, keeping our gaze forward here. Trying to lengthen through the legs and keep the spine nice and straight. And breathing. Sending that breath to our tight areas, creating that space in the body. And very slowly, we're going to pill ourselves up. And then this left hand's going to plant behind this left thigh. Inhale, arms up. And come up onto that left knee here. Pressing little mini wild thing, half gate pose situation. Big smiles on our faces. Chests are radiant towards the ceiling. And exhale, we come back to the mat. Beautiful. It's a mermaid. These legs around. We're going to come onto our bellies. And once you get here, go ahead and come up into your Sphinx, bringing the forearms to the mat. Really grip in here, pulling the heart space through. And we're breathing. Let's go ahead and take some neck circles here. So just roll into the right, down through the middle, over to the left, and then back up. Do these a few times. And let's switch the way we're going. Very nice. Whenever you're ready, we're going to slide the hands back. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to push through on all fours and then come up into our downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal the feet. We're going for stretchy today. So just pedaling these feet, getting a beautiful stretch in our hamstrings and our calves and our hips and our shoulders. Down dog is such an all-inclusive for stretching. Should be done at least once every day, right? And if finding stillness here is more your thing, go ahead and come here and find some stillness. Whatever you're doing, we're going to take one more round of breath in our down dog. Go ahead and look forward. Come up onto your tiptoes. We're going to hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat. And we're just going to hang here in our rag doll for just a minute, grabbing opposite elbows, swaying left to right. If you have something else in mind instead of this rag doll, be my guest. You could always put your hands under your feet, grabbing those two big toes with your peace fingers. Choice is yours here. We're just going to be here for just a few rounds of breath. And let's go and take one more round of breath together. And on an exhale, we bring the hands to the mat, heel toe the feet to the outside edges, and come into our yogi squat, using the elbows to push against the knees here, hands at heart center. Big smiles are on our uniquely made faces. Ah, yes. One more round of breath. And go ahead and plop that booty back. If you want to rock and roll, go ahead and rock and roll with me just 2 times here. And then we'll come back up, feet plant on the mat. We're going to have the hands behind us pointed towards the feet. We're coming up for reverse plank. So whenever you're ready, let's push up, and then we straighten the legs, pointing the toes, lifting the hips, and then maybe allowing the head to drop back. If reverse tabletop is easier or better for you, please be my guest and take that. This is a beautiful stretch in the shoulders, just like reverse tabletop, and that's what we're going for. Breathe, pick those hips up. And slowly we release those hips to the mat, and we come around into our seated position. If you want to grab a block, go ahead and grab a block with me. We're going to do our 4-part box breathing for just a second. And today we're going to do it to a count of 5. So I'm just going to walk us through it. We inhale for 5, we hold for 5, we exhale for 5, and then we inhale for 5. So go ahead. Take a cleansing, releasing exhale. And let's inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing in this practice with me. I hope that you receive all of the benefits. And remember, you are unique. What ways can you express yourself in this world that are unique to only you? Namaste. Remember, you guys, there is only one of you. Be unique. Keep the channel open to receive, because there is only one of you and your uniqueness, and the world needs you too. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat.